Since no scene was provided to expand, I'll create a fresh, complete scene 1 for you and expand it into one continuous scene, 800 words, no heading, just as you always request. Here it is. The morning sunlight slipped through the half-open curtains, scattering golden patches across the wooden floor of the small workshop. A faint smell of glue, paint, and cut paper filled the air, an aroma that always made Aaron's heart race with excitement. His hands hovered above the messy table where bits of colored cardboard, markers, and half-built shapes lay like pieces of a puzzle waiting for life. Today was no ordinary day. Today was the first round of the annual Sun City Kids Creative Challenge, and Aaron had been preparing for weeks. His father's old toolbox sat beside him, paint smudges across its lid as if it had lived a second life in Aaron's imagination. He ran his fingers across it for luck and then took a deep breath. Okay, he whispered to himself, this is it. He reached for the last piece of cardboard, a long narrow strip he had kept tucked under a stack of cutouts. This was the final part of his creation, the tiny bridge that would connect the two towers of his cardboard city model. Outside, he could hear footsteps and voices, dozens of excited kids gathering in the school courtyard below. Some shouted instructions to teammates, others argued about forgotten materials. But Aaron worked alone, as he always did. Not because he couldn't join a team, everyone wanted him, actually, but because he liked the quiet rhythm of building things with his own hands, feeling each idea form piece by piece. He bent the strip gently, pressing it into the shape he had sketched out last night. The bridge needed to curve slightly, not too much or it would collapse. His tongue poked out between his teeth as he concentrated. A small bead of glue formed on the corner, trembling like a drop about to fall from a leaf. He steadied it, then pressed the edge into place. The bridge held. For a moment, he just stared at what he had made. A miniature city, two towers rising proudly, windows drawn carefully, roofs detailed with tiny chimneys and ladders. Streets made of gray cardboard stretched between them, and little cardboard people stood frozen, their faces dotted with ink smiles. The curved bridge connected the tallest tower to the smaller one, arching gracefully. It wasn't perfect. One side leaned slightly, and some lines were crooked. But it felt real. A soft knock came at the workshop door. Aaron, his mother peeked inside. The event starts in 15 minutes. Are you ready? He nodded but didn't move. She stepped inside, her eyes scanning the room as if she were afraid to disturb his creative world. When she saw the city model, her face softened. You worked really hard on this, she said gently. I hope it's good enough, Aaron murmured. It's more than good enough. It's yours. She rested a hand on his shoulder. That always makes it special. He lifted the board carefully, making sure not to tilt it. The tiny bridge swayed but held firm. His mother opened the door wider, and together they walked down the hallway. Each step felt heavier, as if he were carrying more than cardboard, maybe expectations, maybe hopes, or maybe the dream that someone out there would see the world the way he saw it. When they reached the courtyard, the scene exploded into color and activity. Tables lined the center, each assigned to a participant. Some kids had brought large, elaborate contraptions, cardboard robots with moving arms, cardboard houses with working lights, cardboard ships with painted sails. Parents hovered with cameras, teachers fussed over time limits, and judges with clipboards circled the area like hawks searching for brilliance. Aaron found his table near the far corner. It was quieter there, partly shaded by a tall tree whose leaves whispered softly in the morning breeze. He placed his city model down and straightened it. A gust of wind lifted the small bridge slightly, but he held it still until the air calmed. A voice behind him spoke. That's really cool. He turned to see a boy he had never spoken to before, tall, wearing round glasses, holding what looked like a cardboard volcano. Thanks, Aaron replied shyly. How do you make that bridge stay up? The boy asked, eyes wide. I folded the base and added support from the inside, Aaron explained. It looks simple from the outside but there's a double layer hidden underneath. The boy grinned. Smart. Aaron felt a small warmth in his chest. Not pride exactly, more like relief. Someone noticed. The whistle blew. Participants froze. Judges took their positions. A teacher with a megaphone announced the rules again, but Aaron barely heard anything. His eyes stayed on his model, but his heart was full of the moment just before everything began, the brief, quiet space where nerves and excitement collide. And then the judging started. And Aaron stood straighter, ready for whatever happened next, his cardboard city glowing in the sunlight like a tiny world waiting to be discovered. If you want scene 2, or you want this story to continue into a series, just tell me.